If you like these videos, please check out my full course at www.lsat.totaltestprep.net with tons of clearly explained actual LSAT questions written by someone who's mastered test and helped others master it, and an evaluation period where you only pay if you want to continue.
All right, in this video we're going to cover the meaning question. So what is the meaning question? In other words, what does the meaning question ask for? So how is it phrased? What is it test? And how do we approach it? Okay, so in terms of the basic information, here we have some examples of meaning questions. So for example, which one of the following most accurately expresses the meaning of the word sway as it used in line 60 of the passage? Or it can be inferred from the passage that the author uses the phrase personally remembered stories, line 32, primarily to refer to, and so on and so on. So the question will always present a word or phrase concept and the place in the text where it's located. These questions don't appear often, but you'll find them in every test once every 2 or 3 passages. They're not very difficult. The answer is in the passage and you're told where to look. And these questions are obviously very specific. Okay. In terms of the question type, the meaning questions test your ability to use context to figure out the meaning of relevant terms. So you're going to be given a term and then asked to identify the choice that best defines it. Now, these questions are part of the broad group that includes the inference and direct information questions. So you're going to the passage to further identify the additional information, more or less broadly or specifically. Now, this group of questions, as I said, basically asks you to go back to the passage and find information that has to be true. So these questions emphasize research and interpretation. Now, the meaning questions are actually going to be the most specific out of those. So it'll range from more to less specific, and it's the meaning questions that are more specific and direct. In terms of the approach, so having a good understanding of context and argument in the text is key. The first step is to go back to the passage and determine the context and usage as best as you can. So, roughly speaking, read from 5 lines before the term is mentioned to 5 lines after it's mentioned, or from a natural beginning to a natural end somewhere in the passage. Next, evaluate the answer choices by seeing whether they match with the meaning you came up with or with what you have in the passage. Look at the key concept that the answer choice introduces and see if that fits with what's in the passage. The correct choice will use concepts that are relevant to the term in the text, and incorrect choices will add information, be irrelevant, subtly shift the terms, etc. So, more specifically, in terms of right answer, wrong answer, the correct answer choice will define the term in accordance with the context and usage where the term is found. The way the term or phrase is used is going to correspond to the key concepts that the answer choice introduces. The incorrect answer choices will provide a definition that is at odds with the context and usage in the passage. So key concepts that those choices introduce will not be relevant to the context and usage in the text, and they'll generally either be new information or referencing other parts of the text, or you're going to have subtle shifts in meaning, etc. So, in terms of a quick summary, so this question doesn't really have an analogs in the argument section, but it's within the same basic group as the inference and direct information questions, in that you're analyzing the text to see which of the answer choices has to be true. And this question type is much more specific than the other two tend to be.